Your stomach warms, your throat tightens, your words fall out of your head. And all you were trying to do was to speak honestly. Hey, beautiful friend, welcome to Fearless and Worthy Woman, Walking Boldly in Your Calling. I'm Alexandria Daugherty, and this is where faith meets real life. Before we jump in, go ahead and tap follow so these episodes keep finding you. And if today hits home for you, please share it with someone who needs the same reminder. Around here, we believe in who God says we are, we obey His calling, we lead with confidence, and we do the work faithfully because you were never created to play small with what God put in you. We are in our lead series this week, and today we're talking about something that so many of us feel, but I don't know that we really say it out loud. Those moments when you want to speak honestly, but then your body goes, nope, not today. So grab your coffee, take a breath, and let's talk about this. I want to be honest with you right out the gate. There are times where I go to say something simple, something really authentic or honest, and my whole body reacts before I even have a chance to say the words that I am thinking. My stomach gets warm, my throat feels really tight, and the sentences just disappear. And then I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, why is this so hard? Why do I struggle with this? I'm not even trying to start a fight. I'm literally just trying to say how I feel. And maybe you get that. Maybe you've been there where you are overwhelmed or hurt, or you really just need help. And instead of speaking up, your body just shuts down. For me, and if you were with me yesterday or in our last episode, you heard me talk a little bit about this. A lot of that goes back to growing up. Being upset wasn't really allowed. Anger, forget it. Sadness, nope. You learn really fast that staying quiet is what keeps the peace around you. And oftentimes that came with losing your own peace on the inside. So now, even in safe relationships, for example, in my marriage, or with people I love, or people who actually care, that old pattern still rears its ugly head at me. I'll go to say something, and then suddenly I'm 10 years old again. I am trying so hard not to disappoint anyone. And let me just say this, you can have a loving, healthy relationship and still struggle with this. It doesn't mean anything is wrong with the relationship. It just means that those old patterns don't just magically disappear because you grew up. Recently, I had one of those moments. Again, in my last podcast, I talked about a conversation that I had had with my husband. One of those moments where I had been burying my feelings for a long time, and I finally got the courage to go ahead and say what I was feeling. But after the conversation, I realized like I forgot half of what I really wanted to say. I still had so much on my mind, but in the moment, I forgot a lot of it. So the next day, I was sitting at my computer and I wrote everything out. In fact, I actually typed it up in a Google document. Everything that I really wanted to say, but it just didn't come out, or I said it and it didn't come out quite like I meant for it to. After I was done typing, I shared the doc to him and I explained like this was things that I wanted to say, but I do so much better if I can write my thoughts down. And when I shared it, nothing bad happened. We talked about it afterwards. He came home that evening and was like, was there anything else that you needed to add to that? I was like, no, like that was it. That's what I wanted to tell you. And I struggled with it. So he shared what his take was on it. And then he even shared things that he didn't voice either. And I sat there thinking like, wow, all this fear I was carrying and all the times that I had swept what I wanted to say under the rug, that fear, like it wasn't even real. All it came down to was that was old conditioning. That was survival mode for me. It was my body trying to protect me from something that's not even happening anymore. So let's slow this down for a second, because this part really matters. If you grew up in an environment where being upset or speaking up got shut down or even just discouraged, your body learned early on that staying quiet meant staying safe. And not emotional safety so much, but survival safety. Your brain has this little alarm system. It's called the amygdala. And when you start to feel vulnerable, It doesn't stop to ask you, hey, is this safe now? Instead, it just reacts. It reacts out of emotion. And that's when you get that warm feeling in your stomach or that sick feeling in your stomach, or maybe a tight throat or tight shoulders, that blank moment where thoughts fall out of your head and you don't say what you wanted to say. That is literally your nervous system stepping in and saying, hold up, last time I expressed something, it didn't go well, so let's protect you. That might have been true back then. But here's the thing, it's not true anymore. And your brain doesn't always know the difference. There's also something called predictive coding, which basically just means your brain doesn't wait to see what will happen. Instead, it predicts it based on what used to happen. So when you think, maybe I'm overreacting, maybe this isn't worth bringing up, that's not truth. That is old wiring. You'll heard it referred to as your subconscious thinking, your subconscious mind, trying to keep the peace the only way it knows how to. But here's the part that gives me so much hope. Your brain doesn't just learn from what hurts you. It also can learn from those things that heal you as well. So every time you use your voice, even if you stumble, even if you shake, or even if you forget half of what you wanted to say, you're giving your body a brand new experience. You're giving it this honesty that doesn't explode or get talked down to or shut down, or honesty that doesn't lead to punishment, honesty that leads to connection. And again, I'm going to pause here, and I mentioned this in our last episode. I want to validate those of you that are listening and you're like, but wait, I'm still in a space where it's not safe to speak up, where that still happens to me. I see you. And again, like I did in our last episode, I pray so much peace and protection over you that you can also find that kind of peace. But your body goes, oh, okay, so maybe it is okay now. And that right there is how rewiring actually starts. It's not through these huge dramatic, like trumpets blowing breakthrough, no neon flashing signs, but through the small moments where you show up just a little bit more honestly than maybe you did the last time. Isaiah 41:13 says, "For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you." This is not just a distant, I'm here if you need me. This is God saying, I am right beside you. I am here helping you through this moment, this conversation, this feeling of fear that you're feeling. And I love the detail. Your right hand, the hand you use to act, to reach, to do. He is not there just calming your fear. He is there actually helping you get through it. That brings us to our faith step of the day. Something simple you can do today. Think of one conversation where you didn't speak up. And I'm going to pause right here. It is not to judge yourself. It is not to place shame on yourself. It is not to beat yourself up for. But I encourage you, write down what you wish you could have said. Don't clean it up. Don't sugarcoat it. That's what I did when I went to my Google Doc. I just laid out everything I wish I would have spoken more clearly, what was still on my mind and on my heart. Then read it out loud to God. Let your body hear your own voice. Let yourself be honest in a place that feels safe, because it's between you and God in that moment, in that space. And if you feel led, ask him, is this where, or is there one part of someone? Let me try that again. Is there one part of this that someone else needs to hear? Not all of it, not the whole thing, just that next little piece. And that right there is enough for today. I really hope today made you feel a little less alone. If your body shuts down when you try to speak up, I want you to hear that that does not mean you are broken. All right, it means that you have learned to survive something. And now you're working on healing it. And I am so proud of you for that. If this conversation helped you, share it with someone who might need the same reminder. And make sure you're following so these episodes keep meeting you right where you are. And if you need resources or support for the season you're in, you can always find everything at thefearlessworthywoman.com. You can find the link in the description. Until next time, you are worthy, you are loved, and you are called, empowering you always.